Hello, Patrick Walchuk here, and we're going to present you with a multi-unit property in Central Ottawa that sold in the month of October. We'll provide you with the financials on this investment property and then extrapolate that out as to what these numbers mean. So getting right into it, we have a 4-unit building, again, sold in October of 2025, and it was listed for $1,195,000. It sold for $1,115,000. The stated scheduled rental income on it was $95,000. The effective rental income, that's when you deduct for vacancy and bad debt at the rate of 3%, was $92,000 and change. The operating expenses, called it $26,000 when you factor in, operating expenses, $21,600 when you factor in maintenance and management for an additional 10% for total operating expenses. That gives us an amount of almost $31,000 and a net operating income of, call it, $62,000. So what does all this mean? Well, it means a very high cap rate, almost 6%. That's super high. We're used to seeing 4.5, 4.7, things are creeping up to 5 more frequently and over, we're almost 6 with this property. So that tells me, some other numbers are going to be kind of weird too. The operating expense ratio on it is average to good. 33% is great. In terms of what is sold for times the gross and the net, 12 and 18, that's a little bit on the low side, which is supporting the fact that the cap rate was very high. Now here's a really weird thing. The down payment, and what we do is we calculate what down payment would be required in order for this property to break even financially at the end of the year, or to have a small positive cash flow. In this case here, is 17%. And again, we're used to seeing 40, 45% down payments in order to do that. 3, 4, 5 years ago, we were looking at like a minimum of 50% down. So 17%, I don't know if I've seen something that low like in the last 100, 150 years. So when we look at by the way, that down payment translates to be $190,000. And when we look at the mortgage that would be due on the building, and we used a rate of 4.5%, by the way, the annual debt service, that's a fancy way of saying how much of your mortgage payments over the course of a year, are $61,000 and change. And what that does is it gives you, a small positive cash flow of $100, and your ROI is 0.05%. So I don't know this building. I don't recall having been in it before in the past. But for that kind of number, you got to think that there was not only deferred maintenance, but a lot of capital cost expenditures that had to come up in that building. But anyhow, that is what it is, and that's what it's sold for. Thank you for watching the video.